What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over each and every one of our Galaxy Opals, or not every Galaxy Opal, but some of the top Galaxy Opals, some of the most recent Galaxy Opals in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM, and ranking them on a tier list from S tier all the way down through F tier. Now, a lot of these Galaxy Opals are, I don't want to say bad, but they're just, a lot of them outdated. A lot of them are no longer that elite level. But again, a lot of them are still really solid. So that's going to kind of, be a lot of what we talk about today is, yeah, these cards were once upon a time really good, but again, at this stage, just might not be to that elite level. Now, as we do dive into it, smash that subscribe button. Galaxy Opal Big O. Yeah, when the first MyTEAM Festival came out, the card was usable. Now, card stinks D tier. Galaxy Opal Yao, I think, has to go with S tier. When you're looking at the best Galaxy Opals in the game, I'm telling you, there's not many better than Yao Ming. Yalen up next. I don't know, man. B tier, maybe. He's fine. Was fine for a very long time. At this stage, not great. Galaxy Opal Paul George, really solid. The hard part with Paul George is, again, we at this stage have invincible Paul George, so who really needs a Galaxy Opal? Nobody. Paolo Banchero up next. I like Paolo. Now, I know his release might not be ideal at this stage, but I still think A tier is the, where Paolo Banchero does ultimately belong. Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine, really good for his time. I like the Pink Diamond Zach LaVine. I like the Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine. It's just for some reason I never really used the Dark Matter LaVine, and I can't put my finger on exactly why, but that's just kind of how it worked for me. I really did like Zach LaVine for a very long time. It's just like, again, at this stage, you've got all these cards in the game that it does get somewhat tough. Galaxy Opal Victor Wembanyama. If you don't have him at S tier, I don't know what else to tell you. Wemby is S tier. Is one of your top, affordable-ish, setters in the game. I'm not saying he's super affordable, but compared to some of the other guys that we've seen, he is, one of the more affordable, really good options that we do have in this game as it stands right now. Now, no, the card's obviously, not going to be as good as Invincible Wemby, some of those other guys. But again, when you're talking about affordable-ish guys in the game, Galaxy Opal Wemby is that. Affordable-ish, where he's not, 2 million MT, and the card's still really good S tier. Galaxy Opal Cade, I mean, he had his time in the game. It's just tough for me because it's like, I don't know, like, at this stage, where do you rank a Cade with no leaner? That's the tough part for me is, like, I still don't hate Cade, but the card doesn't have a leaner. He's 6'6", defensively going to be very mediocre. Evan Mobley, probably C tier. I mean, with Mobley, it's another tough one, Like, the card isn't bad necessarily, but I just don't think I can go any higher than C tier. I think that is ultimately where he belongs because of the lack of release, right? Release-wise is not going to be great ultimately for Mr. Evan Mobley, who is, I don't want to sit up here and act like he's unusable. He's somewhat usable. He's just not necessarily great at this stage in the game. Next up here, after Evan Mobley, we do see Pascal Siakam. This card stinks. I'm actually going to throw him at F tier. Look, I can't even hype up the 100 overall Pascal Siakam that came out in the free, basically, spotlight grind for the playoffs. How am I supposed to hype up this Pascal Siakam that came out so long ago? I just can't do it. Card's not necessarily even that bad. Like, he really isn't, that unusable. It's just tough. Like, at this stage, with that release, he's not great. Galaxy Opal AD, probably B tier. I think I like him more than a guy like Evan Mobley. But again, there's just better cards in the game than him. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and hate too much, but it's just kind of the way things are right now in my team is there's a lot of really, really solid, not only Opals, but players in this game. James Harden, usable, not great. C tier, I mean, I like him better than Oscar, but the card's not great. He is going to be C tier. Jaren Jackson Jr. up next. Probably like him more than AD. I probably like him more than E, but it's just like, again, a lot of these Opals are not going to be that elite level. I actually am probably going to leave him at B tier. I will say this, and people are going to disagree. I think this year that Jaren Jackson Jr. base is kind of overrated. Like, I do not think Jaren's release is that good on this game. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like me for saying that, but that's just kind of the way I feel. And I'm sorry, but that's just my truth when I'm looking at Jaren. Next up, Alperen Sengun. I actually use Sengun a little bit. I think it was on my No Money Spent Squad series for a little while. And I mean, the card's fine. Like, he's not worthless, but And he's just not great, right? There are better options. I think the speed is really the red flag for Şengün. Karl Malone at this stage, I don't know, C tier. It's another one of these tough cards that I have trouble ranking because I just really do not love overall what the card really gives you. I just don't. J Rich, really solid card. Like when Jason Richardson came out, I mean, I don't want to sit up here and act like he was perfect, but offensively, there's not many better cards at that Galaxy Opal tier. There weren't when he was came out. Still to this day, there's just not that many Galaxy Opals that are going to give you, what J Rich can. So that's one thing about J Rich that, you can't really make up is the fact that offensively he's so good. But defensively, I don't want to say he's bad, but he leaves a lot to be desired defensively. Like he is definitely an offensive card primarily. And defensively, he's going to struggle. Like, compared to Paul George, that's the big struggle there. Rudy G, I'm going to go C tier. I mean, at that small forward position, again, he's fine. He's usable. He's just not necessarily next level good, next level great. He's fine. Going to throw him at C tier. Julius Randle, probably C tier as well. Again, not worthless, but it's just like, even with Julius is invincible, I just think there are better options. And obviously at the Galaxy Opal tier, card's not going to be nearly as good, nearly as ideal. So it is what it is. I'm not trying to hate on the cards too much, but that's ultimately where I've got them at. So don't love them. Vlade Divac, a card I actually really do like. I'm throwing Vlade at A tier. Why? The card is 7-1 on the court. Knocked down in the catch and shoot situation. You should never miss, many shots with the card at all. And so, like, you're looking at a guy that's going to be knocked down in the catch and shoot, right? He's going to play good defense at 7-1. Is he going to be as good as, Wemby, those type of guys? Not necessarily, but he's going to be able to go out there and compete against those type of guys because guess what? He is 7-1. So those are the types of things, again, for Vlade Divac that I like. And a big reason why I am going to hype him up is because he can go out there and compete against those other best bigs. Galaxy Opal, Rudy Gobert. Interesting card here because I like him more than Jaren. I like him more than AD. I do think he is an A-tier caliber option. Now, do I like him more than Vlade? Probably not, but I think it is somewhat close. And a lot of people are going to be like, Ty, you're just trolling. I mean, maybe, but I do think it is somewhat close between the two cards. I do think Gobert does enough defensively to go at A-tier. OG Anunoby, fine, not great. I am going to throw him at B-tier. I think he's fine. David West, not ideal. C tier. Not the worst, though. Kyle Korver, Galaxy Opal. I'm going to be honest. For what he is, he's a pure sharp. I'm going to go B tier. But I got to be honest, when they released that Invincible Korver, was it 100 overall? I think it was 100 overall Korver the other day, not Invincible. He just, got to be honest, he lacked quite a bit. They made him not what he should have been. And so that's kind of why, people give Korver a bad rap. But honestly, for what this Galaxy Opal Korver needs to be, he's fine. He's knocked down in catch and shoot, and like for offline modes, he's just fine. Because again, that release is going to be easy for you guys to time, easy to green, and he's going to, do enough outside of that to at least be talked about. So I can't hate Galaxy Opal Kyle Korver at all. Chris Mullin, not good, D tier. I'm actually throwing Mullin at D tier, and I know people are going to be like, Ty, you're hating, but at the end of the day, that's where I got him. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Alex Caruso up next. I really still like Alex Caruso. I think A tier is probably the right tier at this stage, but I still do like the card a ton. I actually had to use Caruso for the challenges. What was it? Today? Yeah, today's challenges, or yesterday's. The Lakers challenges to get you, the piece for, the event that I'm going to downgrade for MT. But I did have to use, him, and he's fine. Like, as that normal leaner, the upper makes it so smooth, easy to time, easy to green. I'm all in on what this card can give you on the floor. I am. Say y'all can hate on him, but I'm never going to. I really like what he can provide for you guys on the floor. I like Alex Caruso, only 6'5", but he's really good. Ricky Davis, the upper on his release is so inconsistent, but I still think, like, it's not bad. It just, for a lot of people, they're going to maybe struggle with it. I do think he is still an A-tier caliber shooting guard on this game because offensively, he can move a little bit. He is 6'7". Like, I think he does some things really well. It's just how high can you go with him? I think A tier is the right tier. Hito kind of stinks. I'm going to go D tier. No, I can't go D tier. He's probably with Karl Malone, Julius Randle, those type of guys. Gerald Wallace, I'm going to go B tier with Gerald Wallace. I think he's better than Karl Malone. I think he's better than Julius Randle, those type of guys. B tier is where I'm at with him. DeJounte Murray. When this card came out, a lot of people were gassing up DeJounte Murray. I never really gassed the card that much, but I can't hate on him. Like, I think the card is objectively fine. I just don't think he's maybe that elite of the elite, but I do think he is fine, so I am going to throw him in B tier. Eddie Jones, I don't know, man. I'm going to throw him at C tier, but it's like Eddie Jones is not that great. He's just not, and it is what it is. I wish he was, but he's just not that great. Even, you know, ever since he came out, it's kind of the same thing. Like, people wanted to gas him because the other Eddie Jones cards were, you know, were decent, but it's just, you can't be that high on Eddie Jones. You just can't. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Next up, Tyler Hansbrough. He's fine. I mean, objectively, Hansbrough is fine. He can play if you've got him. But how high can you be on him? Again, it's kind of one of these situations. He's a Galaxy Opal that came out a while ago. I don't hate Hansbrough. I actually think B tier is probably the right tier, but it is just tough considering the card has been out in the game for a very long time at this stage. So again, it's tough to, you know, really be super high on a card that has been in the game for as long as Hansbrough has, and I don't really love. Jalen Rose, really don't like him at all. I'm going to go D tier. I don't see it with Jalen Rose at all. I'm sorry. There's going to be some people that see it with Jalen. I'm not one of them. I don't think the card's good at all. Shane Battier, I actually think Battier is really good. I'm throwing him at A tier. The thing about Shane Battier is he's more of a defensive card than he is an offensive card, but the card is a really good overall card in this game. And I mean, you guys might be like, Shane Battier, really? But again, for a card that came out not that long ago, I say not that long ago, but probably, what, 2 to 3 months at this stage, Shane Battier can absolutely play. I like the card, stats, badges when he came out, animations. I still like him to this day. Carlos Boozer's not bad. I just found his release to be somewhat inconsistent. I do think B tier is probably the right tier for the card, but it more so than anything, just because I'm inconsistent with the card. So if you like Carlos Boozer, by all means, you should like him, but I'm just saying, for me, I was way too inconsistent with what the card, you know, gives you. As far as an overall card, if you like him, it's fine, but I'm inconsistent with that release. Detlef stinks, man. D tier for Detlef. I would be lying to say I've used Detlef a ton, but he came out in the heroic set, which, I mean, let's be honest. Am I high on any of the heroic players? Not really. Like, it is what it is. It's just hard for me to be high on cards that are hard to obtain. Kenya Martin. You could obtain Kenya Martin for free. You know, there was multiple ways to get him for free. Card's not good. D tier. Jonathan Isaac came out a while ago, man. Torpedo said, I'm going to go B tier. Long, lengthy card. At this stage, we've seen a better Jonathan Isaac, but this card is still not bad. This card can still play a little ball. He's not, you know, he's not great, but he's not worthless at the end of the day. Next up, we see Domantas Sabonis. I don't know, man. I genuinely don't even know where to be on Domantas Sabonis. So, I have no idea. I've never used the card. I am going to throw him a C tier. I don't think the card's that great, but I don't think he's worthless. Tony Kukoc, fine. 6'11", small forward, B tier, though. He's not great. He's just, in my opinion, you know, he's fine. You know, he's not going to give you the best card in the game, but he's somewhat playable at this stage. Joakim Noah is still solid on this game. I'm going to go B tier because I don't want to overstep my boundaries or overstate my case, but Joakim Noah is still playable. I am going to go B tier. Jamal Mashburn, when he came out, was solid. Still solid. Is he B tier? Is he A tier? I think B tier is the right tier. Jarrett Culver. I don't know why people slander this card like he's not better than Corver or OG. He is. Like, no, he was never worth it. But if you don't have Jarrett Culver in A tier, I don't know how to go about it. He is definitely an A tier caliber option on this game. And again, I wouldn't ever recommend anybody really getting the card. But if you did get him, he is definitely A tier. Dino Raja up next. Fine. I'm going to go A tier for Dino. I think at the power forward position, he does enough there at A tier. Anton Jameson. I mean, am I really supposed to gas Anton Jameson? I mean, some people really like Anton Jameson. Some people do. But it's just tough for me to sit up here and hype this card up. I literally played this card the other day. I did. And you know what? He's fine. But it's just like at the end of the day, he's a Galaxy Opal. You know, they did update the release. They gave him the Ray Allen release, but I think B tier is as high as I can go. Manute stinks, D tier. I don't care that he's tall. The card's not good. Dorian Finney-Smith, C tier, not great. MJ Galaxy Opal's not good, D tier. Karan Butler, not that good, D tier. I mean, I'm taking Eddie Jones over both of them. Malcolm Brogdon stinks, F tier. Hassan Whiteside is not that bad. Now, note with Hassan Whiteside, you're probably going to want to run the Mario Chalmers duo with him. And so that is the one thing about, you know, Hassan Whiteside that I would at least look at. But I'm going to go B tier. I don't think he's as good as Gobert or Vlade Divac. Nick Young, if you still got Nick Young, you got an incredibly good shooting guard. I think he's better than all these shooting guards. Do I want to throw him at S tier? I don't, so I'm going to throw him at A tier. But I really like what Nick Young can give you guys on the floor. Gallinari stinks. D tier. Karis LeVert, not very good. C tier, he's fine, not very good. Pat Williams, C tier. I'd be lying to say I've ever used him. Roy Hibbert up next. Now, this one is tough for me because I think I've got to go A tier. I don't think he's on the Yao. I don't think he's on the Wemby level. But Roy Hibbert is incredibly good on this game. I've got to go A tier. Drew Holiday up next. I mean, Drew is actually pretty solid. I'm going to go B tier. I think Drew is solid enough to be at B tier. Going to play good defense, knocks down shots. I like the card. JaVale McGee, I'm throwing JaVale at A tier too. Like, to me, JaVale McGee and Dino are relatively similar cards. I like them both at the power forward position slightly more, but really solid A tier for both of them. Miles Turner up next, A tier. No, he's not the invincible Miles Turner, but he's still really good. Going to knock down shots, play good defense, 6'11". Like the card decently. Keegan Murray, have no idea. I'm going to go C tier. I have not used the card ever. Trevor Booker actually is not bad. Going to go B tier. The card can play a little ball. Kuminga stinks. I don't know why some people gas Kuminga on this game. That card is not good. Dalton Connect, not good at all. D tier. Walker Kessler, not bad. Like, Walker Kessler can green shots, can play good defense. Throwing him at A tier. Maybe you could have him higher, but I'm throwing him at A tier. I think the card's incredibly good. Andre Roberson, like, I think he's fine, but like Roberson's a guy, like the idea of Roberson is better than the card is himself. Like, I'm not hating on him, but like when you have an idea of what Andre Roberson can give you on the court, he should play better than the card, you know, does. And so like that's the thing for me about Andre Roberson when I'm thinking about things. He's got 93 speed, 94, you know, 3-ball. But at the end of the day, I feel like he doesn't play as good as he should. I feel like the card's still probably at least B tier. Like he's still, could even argue A tier. Like they gave him the Utah base, which is decent. Maybe you could argue A tier. I'm gonna go B tier. I think the card's fine, but not necessarily great. Zubac, I'm gonna go B tier. Now Zoo's stats badges are actually fine. Like the card's not bad, but I don't think he's quite as good as a guy like Walker Kessler, and that's just kind of my opinion on things. But that's where I'm at with Big Zoo. He's fine. Just don't think he's great. Tari Eason, I've liked Tari Eason ever since the card came out. I am gonna go A tier with him. Obviously, again, is he better than Nick Young? I think you could go either way on it, but I do think he is deserving of A tier. James Jones, also think he's deserving of A tier. Think all of these shooting guards at A tier are more than playable, more than usable. I like all of them on the floor. Andre Drummond is a stud. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, Andre Drummond is about as good as it gets on this game at that power forward position. Like, do I like him more than Miles Turner? Yes. I mean, that is a debate that could be had, but I do really like what he gives you on the floor. And as far as like an overall card, I think he is kind of tough to beat. I really do. Can green shots, can play good defense. Like, what more do you want out of a card right now on this game? I think he is really, really solid for what you guys are looking for at that power forward position. Next up, Koulibaly. He's fine. He gets a bad rep because honestly, like, he didn't really get updated at all. And in the grand scheme of the shooting guard position, sure, he's not great. But compared to like where, what we've got right now, he's fine at that shooting guard position, especially when we're talking about the Galaxy Opal tier. Like, he is absolutely more than fine as far as a Galaxy Opal on this game right now. So again, gets kind of a bad rep because people used to gas him, but he's still really solid. Denny up next, no questions asked. Denny is S tier. There's going to be a limited amount of cards in S tier because I want S tier to be the elite of the elite, and I don't want to just hand it out like candy. But Denny is absolutely more than deserving of being, mentioned here. One of probably, the top, I don't want to overstep it, but what did y'all say? One of the top point guards in the game. Like, the card is really good, and you can have a lot of success with Denny. Like, can green shots, 6'9", plays good defense. The card's incredible. Paul Millsap, I'm gonna go B tier. Like, I've used the card, he just doesn't really stand out to me. Buzelis does, man. Buzelis is so good on this game. Am I too high for wanting to put him at S tier? I think I would be too high on him, but I think Buzelis has that type of potential. I think the card is literally so good on this game, where it's like if you're looking for a, shooting guard to compete on this game, good luck, outdoing what Buzelis gives you. Long, lengthy, can play good defense, can knock down shots. I'm telling you right now, the card is incredibly good on this game. I'm going to go A tier, but I really like what he gives you. Andrew Bogut. Call me crazy. With or without the duo, I like Andrew Bogut. Like whether you got the duo or not, I like Andrew Bogut. Do I think he's better than Denny? No, and I'm not going to sit there and try to make that case, but I do think he's on like the same type of level, like whereas both of them are A or S tier. Like I do. I think Denny's better, but I think Andrew Bogut does belong on that tier, especially if you're talking about, oh, well, what if somebody uses the duo with Mo Spates? Then you're looking at a Bogut that's incredibly good. John Starks, I'm going to go C tier. I know when he first came out, people were somewhat hype about the card, and I like somewhat get it, but the card's not that great, right? And so it's just kind of tough for me at this stage to really not hype him up because I feel like everybody hyped him up when he came out, but I don't think the card's that good. Lou Dort, I'm going to go to C tier as well. Dort's not bad, but it's like him compared to Caruso. Caruso is just better. And I'm sorry, like Lou Dort's going to play good defense. He has a decent jump shot, but it's just tough to get to that point where you're really gassing him, you know, to that next level of good. So, again, don't hate the card at all. I actually like the card quite a bit, but it is just tough to really hype him up any more than I have. Jaden McDaniels, another card people really like to gas up, and I think Jaden is fine, but, like, when you're talking about the best, you know, best cards in the game, I think Jaden's another tough one. Is he A tier? I think he is A tier. I think he's right in there with Paolo Banchero. But some people want to gas Jaden like he's, you know, one of the best small forwards in the game. He isn't that good. Yes, the card's good. But, like, again, I think I'm really going at Carlo right now. Carlo would probably put him at S tier. He is not S tier. Aaron Neesmith, I'm going to go C tier. The card is fine. He's just not anything ridiculous. He's fine. C tier. Mikal Bridges, I really don't like Bridges on this game at all. I'm going to go D, or I'm going to go C tier. Like, Bridges is at least going to play good defense, but I mean, that release, in my opinion, is just not that great on this game. And I think that's where everything starts and ends, right? He's not that long. He's not that lengthy. So I think you really got to start talking about that release, you know, and where it's at. I'm going to go C tier. Evan Turner, still my no money spent point guard at the time I'm recording this, right? Something's going to change here on the no money spent, so make sure you're watching it. But I think ET does belong at that A tier, where it's like the card's incredibly good, has a great jump shot, plays good defense. Like, it's tough for me, you know, to hate on him at all. Like, he's been so good for me on so many different levels, but it just comes down to, at this stage, I mean, you can't go S tier with him. You just can't. Jerome Kersey, really solid shooting guard. Like, there's really nothing else I can say about Jerome Kersey. They updated the card enough to somewhat gas him. I think B tier is as high as I can go. They did update the SIGs. They did update, you know, the release. They tried to make Jerome Kersey good, but it's just tough to make him great. And that's the thing for me, is it's like, as much as I think Jerome Kersey is good, and as much as I want to maybe hype the card up, I think I'm already doing it. B tier is where he's at. Al Harrington, I'm going to go B tier. Another really solid guy. Like, if you got Al Harrington out of your free $10, the card can play. Steven Adams, I'm going to throw him at C tier. Steven Adams is really not good on this game. And I'm sorry. Card's not good. And I'm not trying to hate on him a whole ton, but it's just tough to you know, even remotely gas Steven Adams. I don't like the release. I mean, yes, his player build's fine. He's obviously going to play some defense, but I feel like his release just kind of hurts and ruins the card as much as, you know, anything. So it's hard for me to gas a card, whereas release-wise is as bad as Steven Adams is. PJ Washington, not great, C tier. Like, he's just not a great card in this game. Asar Thompson, I'm going to go B tier with Asar. I don't hate Asar. I do think he's on the Koulibaly, Jerome Kersey type level. Swen Nader, B tier, probably. Like, again, I don't love the release of Swen Nader, but I do think the card's really good. Tyrus Thomas, this one's interesting, because I'm going to go S tier with Tyrus Thomas. I think he's that much better than Paolo Banchero. I think he's that much better than Jaden McDaniels. If you want to disagree and argue, by all means do it, but that's where I'm at with Tyrus Thomas. I think A tier is definitely the right tier for the card, where, you know what, he's going to be able to play and compete at, you know, one of the highest levels in the game, and you know, it's just a really solid card, not only for me, but would be a solid card for you guys as well. So Tyrus Thomas, obviously, if you got him, yeah, I'd be playing him. 100% would be playing Tyrus Thomas if you got the card. Ronnie Cycli, fine. I'm going to go B tier, right in there with Swen Nader, right in there with like a Hassan Whiteside, where obviously if you got the card defensively, he's going to be really solid. Jalen Suggs, I don't know, man. Like, he's fine. I'm going to go B tier because, again, defensively, he's going to be really solid. But I just don't think you can, you know, gas him up that much. Like, Jalen Suggs is fine, but he is only, you know, 6'5". I just think you got to somewhat limit your expectations with a guy like Jalen Suggs and how high you truly can go on the card. I like Jalen Suggs, but I just think you got to somewhat limit your expectations there. Next up, after Jalen Suggs, you do see Luke Walton. I think Luke Walton's good. I got him free out of my 10 bucks. I think the card can play. But again, to me, it's like, does he do anything that these other small forwards don't? And that's the tough part I'm having with a lot of these different cards is like, I think Luke Walton is more on a B tier level than an A tier level. Is he better than Boncaro? Maybe. But Boncaro, the thing with Boncaro is he's 6'10", right? Like, I gotta respect him because he is that has that 6'10" frame. Herb Jones, I think Herb Jones has a decent player model. I think he's got a decent player build. But it's just another one of those guys that I just think is overall, and I'm not hating on him, but I just think overall he's mediocre, right? I think overall there's other guys that can give you just as much on the floor as a guy like Herb Jones. So I am going to go C tier. Do think that's where Herb Jones does belong. Raja Bell up next. I like Raja Bell. Like, no, he's not day one Raja Bell, but I still think the card's fine. I'm going to go B tier with Raja Bell. Mario Ellie up next. I've used him. I don't like him. D tier. I don't think the card's good at all. Sean Livingston, honestly, guys, got to be honest. I have not used much of Sean Livingston at all. But the card looks good. So I am going to go A tier with Sean Livingston. I think he is a really good budget-ish point guard on this game. Trevor Ariza, another guy I actually think is really solid. I think a B tier level is fair for Trevor Ariza. I think if you go higher than B, you're gassing him. But I do think the card is really solid. Birdman Anderson, think he's really solid. I'm going to go B tier. Don't think No, I'm going to go A tier. Call me crazy. But what does a guy like Dino give you over Birdman? Let's be honest with ourselves. I do think he is an A tier good. Robert Horry, at least A tier good. Robert Horry is so good on this game. Is he better than Paolo Jaden? I think he is that tier. I don't think he's quite as good as Tyrese Thomas. Danny Green up next. I don't know, man. I just think at this stage he's pretty mid. I'm going to go C tier. I just don't love him at this stage. Jeff Teague, they tried to make Jeff Teague good. I just don't think he's that great. I am going to go C tier. They at least tried with Jeff Teague. Nene. I've been using Nene recently on the No Money Spent Squad series. I think he's fine. Honestly, I'm going to go A tier. I think he's good at that power forward position. Call me crazy, but I like what Nene has provided. Pietrus up next. I actually don't hate this card. I think he is a solid enough shooting guard. Just wish he was taller. B tier for Pietrus. Last, certainly not least, Wilson Chandler. Card I don't know enough about. Honestly, I didn't pull him. I don't think I pulled Wilson Chandler out of my pack. Even if I did, I don't know if he would play. I'm going to go B tier with the card. Overall, moral of the story, guys. Galaxy Opals. I don't love. If a Galaxy Opal is on this list and they're not A tier or above, I probably would not run them. You know, like a Luke Walton of the world, you obviously can run. But I'm just saying, like, at this stage, a lot of these Galaxy Opals, in my opinion, just aren't great. Anybody A tier or above are cards I really like. If I were to move one card up, it would be Bazelis. That is going to wrap it up for our video. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.